Oracle Cloud Contract Management. Hi, my name's Scott Walls, and in this video, I'm going to introduce you to the integration of DocuSign and Oracle Cloud. So let's get started. Slide 1. What is the DocuSign application in relation to Oracle Cloud ERP? DocuSign allows organizations to author digital signatures and manage electronic agreements. It's worth noting that DocuSign is the gold standard within digital signatures. In fact, it's the only pre-built contracts integration point within Oracle Cloud ERP. Slide 2. How is DocuSign used within the Oracle Cloud contract management and procure-to-pay process? So this is probably the most important slide. So integrating with DocuSign forces digital signatures which ensure the terms on the contract document are the exact terms that were created by legal and approved by all the parties are the terms the principals are signing for. Let me show you it in a little bit better diagram. So first, let's assume that we're starting out in a third-party application, although this could be done easily in Oracle Cloud, but oftentimes lawyers want to operate in some manner or matter management system like Passport. And so we get the Passport used to create the sections, the clauses, the terms, everything in what we call a terms template in Oracle Cloud. Then that data is brought programmatically into Oracle Cloud. Now, the first thing that's going to happen is somebody's going to pull that template and the contract admin, possibly buyer, but most likely the contract admin in Oracle Cloud is going to send that over to the supplier and they're going to go back and forth and they're going to change those terms. And so there has to be an approval process programmatically that ensures that the changes in those terms are being circulated in front of the right parties to make sure that we're okay with those changes. Now, once those changes are approved, then that document gets pushed to DocuSign. So really importantly, the approval occurs where the parties are listed on a tab in the contract document in Oracle Cloud, and they become the recipients inside of DocuSign. And DocuSign then, due to the order in cloud, will tell you how to go around to the different recipients and it will get their signature. And so the fact that you have a username and password to log in as a principal to sign, and that program is, or that document is programmatically linked to Oracle Cloud, and any changes to that contract have to be approved, and the contract terms are linked to, in this case, Passport or Oracle Cloud. This is what I'm talking about when I say this gives you the control and the integrity from contracts from Oracle Cloud's combination with DocuSign. Okay, slide 3. When are contracts signed within the procurement contract lifecycle? So let's take a look at that lifecycle. So first, we're going to create a contract. Look, whether that's coming from a sourcing event or whether that's an online creation of a contract, the record's created first. Then the contract is authored, like we talked about a second ago. Then the contract admin sends it over to the supplier, who redlines that document and returns it to the contract admin, who looks at it, uploads back into Oracle Cloud. So now we know the deviations and everything, but then they also go and make sure all the other metadata is correct. Do we have the right deliverable? Have we attached the right documents? Do we have the right parties, etc.? Okay. Now we're going to get to approval and review for that contract. Then what's relevant to us here, we're going to sign that contract digitally, right? So remember we talked about terms are linked. We have approval for the document. We're programmatically pushing out to DocuSign. We get that signature. Then we can come back in and create the downstream fulfillment transactions. So think agreements or purchase orders. And then finally, we can complete the deliverables associated with the contract. So we've talked a lot about these in the How to Create a Contract free course on Panameer.com, shameless plug. But really it could be internal resources that are doing a 360 evaluation for the supplier and they want to do it 30 days after the completion of the contract. It could also be a certificate of insurance that the procurement entity needs the supplier to list them on their policy and provide that deck sheet back, or the declaration or the certificate of insurance. But that's what we're going to do, any number of different tasks that we're going to do to complete deliverables. Okay, so slide 4, when are contracts signed within Oracle Cloud's procure-to-pay process? So let's take a look at that process. So first we have the purchasing of pre-negotiated content. So searching catalogs, putting in a rec, submitting the rec for approval, That rec auto generates a PO. That PO gets goods sent or services executed. Well, but what happens if we can't find pre-negotiated content? Well, then we're going to create non-negotiated content. So this is less structured, but still hopefully somewhat structured purchasing process where we use the folks in procurement to help the business buy something. So here we might have to find suppliers. We might have to qualify those suppliers if it's government. We may have some non-financial contracts. So think pre-purchase like a master, or non-financial like an NDA or teaming agreement. We might do a sourcing event, and that sourcing event may obviously spawn a contract. And then we may have buyers enable content through agreements, or we might create a PO. So then obviously, if we're going to use DocuSign, any of the places where we're going to initiate a contract document and send it out for signature would use DocuSign. Okay, 5, really important. Why should Oracle Cloud customers use DocuSign, or at least some digital signature? But I don't mean to harp here. DocuSign has the integration that we talked about, and this is why it's important. Contract integrity. Digital signatures ensure the terms created and managed by the legal department, think slide 2, are the terms the end signer's principals are agreeing to. So let's give you just a simpler version of that graphic I showed before, where these things that we're signing for on one end are the exact terms, unless we've agreed to their modification, that legal put in. Okay, and then lastly, let's ask the obvious question: what's the risk if we don't want to use DocuSign, or at least some digital signature, or we don't even want to use Oracle Cloud to create contracts? So here we have a terms template in Word. And who can change that? Well, anybody can change that. And how does legal know if we change the terms? Or how does anybody know if we change the terms? The fact is they do not. And then, well, what if we take any signature, and don't laugh, because I've replaced systems where customers are doing this today in 2024. And so you have, I mean, they're not signing a document, Donald Duck, but you have customers that are pasting a JPEG or some image of a signature on a contract that they pulled off a share drive and just edited. Look, you can do that, but there's obviously some risk associated with it. Okay, that's DocuSign in Oracle Cloud. Have questions for me? Reach out using the link below. Want to watch contracts get pushed into DocuSign for digital signature? Check out my free course on Panameer.com. And as always, I'll see you in the next video.